Hey guys, Jacqueline here with Zenith Home Loans. I get a lot of questions from agents who haven't been in the industry for more than a couple of years and have never really been in a situation where we're seeing a lot of seller buy down strategy or seller concession. So I wanted to revisit today some of those examples because it's becoming a lot more frequent as the market's starting to pick back up, but we're still seeing properties sit on the market for a little bit longer. So in today's example, we're going to just take a peek at what the market's doing right now and what the difference in having seller paid buy downs in here or seller concessions. You don't have to use them towards buy downs, but it's a really efficient way to get the rate down easily and get that client's monthly payment down versus doing a lower purchase price. So if we do our original purchase price at 600,000, 20% down, interest rate as of right now with a 740 credit score and low debt to income, that puts us at 5.99% on the rate. Monthly payment's going to be $33.24. Now we've got our cash to close number. This is our down payment plus our closing costs and all of our escrows, so property taxes and insurance of $128. We can drop the price 5%. That's going to take us down to $570. So now the seller is going to net less. Our agents are going to net less. My buyer is still going to buy at 5.99% because the market is still the market as far as interest rates are concerned. Monthly payment's going to go from $33.24 to $31.81. That's a big payment difference. It's $143. That's nothing to balk at. And my cash to close goes down about $6,000. However, if I take that original purchase price at $600,000 and instead of reducing my purchase price to $570, I just include a $10,000 closing cost credit. So now my seller is going to net a $20,000 difference between the lower price. My interest rate can go down to 4.99, so 1 full percentage point, and it's going to drop my payment down to $30.23, so it's $300. And all I had to do was give the seller or the buyer a $10,000 closing cost credit. Now, there's lots of places in between here. So maybe we only want to spend $5,000 on a lower rate, and we want to use the other $5,000 to pay off any closing costs that are included in there. You can do that too. The point is there's a lot more strategic ways that we can take a look at making sure that we're protecting our seller's bottom line and also protecting our buyer's bottom line and getting us into a lot better loan scenario. Now, you've probably heard of the 2-1 buy downs. Those are great options as well. And just writing concessions into the contract. You don't have to specify exactly what those concessions are going to be. You can just say seller is going to offer to pay for the borrower's concessions up to $10,000. Now, the thing to understand as a buyer's agent is there are limits on how much these numbers can be. So if you're putting down less than 10%, the client can only receive 3% of the purchase price in concessions. But the max is going to be 6% in some of those scenarios. VA is a little bit different. USDA is going to be different. So definitely check with your lender before writing checks that your mouth can't cash. So we want to make sure that you're paying attention to those pieces of information. And also your credits can't exceed the actual cost of the loan. So if you get a $10,000 closing cost credit, that sounds awesome, but the buyer's costs are only $7,000, we're going to have a $3,000 gap. So we want to make sure that we can spend any money that the seller's already agreed to part with. We don't want to give any money back to the seller as a buyer if we can avoid it. So ways that we can kind of fill in that gap is reimbursing them for inspection if they paid for it out of pocket. It can't be paid on a credit card, so that's just something to keep in mind. That's a lender requirement. We can add on home warranties. If there's an invoice that needs to be paid at closing, we can take care of that sometimes. We can prepay HOAs if there's any HOA dues in there. Or of course, we can buy down that rate if we can, or you can prepay your mortgage insurance. So that's another option too. And all of these scenarios will help keep more money in our borrower's pocket and keep their monthly payment low. So I hope this was helpful information for our total cost analysis Tuesday. As always, I'm here to help you with anything that you might need. Jacqueline, Zenith Home Loans. I'm here to help educate you and your clients and make this a successful, that's a hard word today, a successful environment for you to purchase a home in. So let me know.